guys had a lot of thoughts and ideas on the one pan recipes that we did last time, so welcome back, round 2. So if you're new here, by the way, welcome. Introduce yourself down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. New videos here every single Saturday. But between this and the 5-minute recipes, we like to have some rules, some guidelines, if you will, and like what is considered a one pan / pot. So number 1, obviously, we can't have multitudes of different pots. I mean, that's pretty standard, straightforward. What I would like to know is, how do we feel about cooking one thing in a pan, taking it out, cooking something else in the same pot, taking it out, and then dumping everything in? Does that still count as like a one pot, or is that just like more work because you had to make it work for one pot? I'm not sure about that one. Desserts, you guys made a very valid point that most of them are in fact, I mean, mostly one pot. Depending again, if you consider, like, let's say you're making cookie dough. I don't know who would do such a thing. You're making everything in one thing and then you're baking it in a different thing. Does that count as one pot? I don't know. So let me know in the comments of like, where's the flexibility, you know? But I'm gonna do my best to make everything in the one singular pot. And I'll let you know, like, if that just isn't gonna make sense and the recipe was lying to us. And then after we have taste tested, we are gonna judge it on if it was one pot or not, if it was delicious, and any changes I think could like make it potentially better. And maybe we could do a video on that. So let's start with the first one. And for whatever reason, I always like to start with like a breakfast food. I don't know why. If there's a breakfast one, I want to start with it. And this thing had like 24 million views, which is not the point of this video, but I did find it to be very interesting because that's a lot of views. And it's this potato, egg, cheese breakfast omelet. I don't know if you can call it an omelet. Kind of though. And it's all made in one pan on the stove. We're gonna go over there. Okie dokie. Pan. Oil in said pan. That might have been, might be a little too much oil. Okay, hang on. Then to said pan, we are gonna be adding in little wafer thin pieces of potato because we wanna cover the entire bottom. And off I go. The person who did this technically did this all like over top of the pan. I don't trust myself to do that. Okay, and then I'm going to cover this so that the potato cooks. Cook away potato.
A few moments later.
Okay, now they're getting a little bit crispy, so I'm going to crack-a-lack 2 eggs in. 1, 2. Washing hands. Just takes a fork and like kind of breaks up the yolk. That's what I'm gonna do. And some salt, pepper. Cover again until the egg is cooked.
Later.
Okay, cooked. Then she flipped it. Let's see if I can do that. Ow, burned myself, that is fine, because I flipped it. Now I'm going to shred some cheese, because then she put some thin slices of ham. I actually had some ham from Easter, so I'm gonna put that on, because why not? And then she folded it over the middle. That, I guess? And then she squished it together to sort of get the cheese to get all melty. Melty. Honestly, I feel like I crushed it. Look at that. Yay! Okay, let's taste test. Okay, I mean, this does smell very good. I'm hoping it tastes very good. That's delicious. I think next time I would actually make my potatoes a little bit thicker. I was worried, I wanted them to crisp up, I wanted them to cook all the way through. And so I really tried to make them nice and thin, but I don't think you need to because I don't really taste them. But otherwise, this is very delicious. I really like this. Thumbs up. So was this cooked in one pan? Yes, I think it did follow that general idea. Number 2, is it tasty? Yes, absolutely. And number 3, would I change anything? It would be the potatoes. I would make them a little bit thicker, but delicious. Now I want to go on to a dumpling casserole, a one pot dumpling bake. I don't know. That sounded really, really good. And it seems pretty one pan. The one thing I noted is that I had to pre-cut a bunch of ginger. So that was the one thing that wasn't technically a one pot. But into the baking dish, we're doing 2.5 tablespoons of red curry paste, a teaspoon each of garlic and ginger. Again, you could get probably a jar of crushed garlic. I don't know if you can do that for ginger. I assume so. 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1.5 tablespoons of rice wine vinegar, and 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. 4.5 tablespoons of coconut milk, and then we're going to whisk it all together. Now we need dumplings. And I took 2 bunches of bok choy, just chopped them. You can use scissors over top, you know. For the sake of the video, I tried to do that beforehand. But I feel like that could be, you know, still within the boundaries. And we take frozen dumplings, approximately 15, and we lay them on top. Okay, well I got 12 in, and approximately. Then this is gonna go into a 400 oven for about 15 minutes. Let's go on to the next recipe. This had 78 million views, which is insane. And it's a 1-pan lasagna, which I thought, first of all, was a very interesting thing. And also, I'm curious how the noodles cook in there. There is one thing I am doing differently, and that is that I am technically kind of cheating. And that is because the recipe, it calls for 2 different types of peppers, tomato, some like just a bunch of things. My family doesn't really love peppers in like a sauce like that. And I wanted it to get eaten. We're not wasting food here. So does it require you to chop up a bunch of vegetables and like saute the meat and everything first? Yes, it does. And you would have to do that all in one pan. Could you do that? For sure you could. I just think that throwing in the meat and then doing the vegetables just get soft, but they don't develop any other flavors to it. I don't know. All I know is that I really like Chris's bolognese. He made a bunch. I'm gonna use that. Again, is it cheating? I mean, a little bit, but like, what if you have some leftover, you know, meat sauce in the fridge? Let's find out if you could. That's enough, thank you. It was almost at the right temperature, it's fine. What I was saying is if you have some leftover meat sauce in the fridge and you're trying to scramble and put together something, maybe this is it to like mix it up. Okay, sauce. Let me explain. This is the bolognese plus water, because obviously the noodles need to cook, and brought up to a boil once, which, as we can see, we have successfully done. Now comes the lasagna noodles. So this is gonna be interesting because I did test, because he took the noodles and he broke them. This is gonna be interesting. Let's see, can she do it? Nope. No. This is a good one. I mean, I'm gonna use all of them, but like, that's exciting for me, okay? I'm doing a bunch in advance in hopes that I can, okay, we're getting a little better. Or maybe we're just back to where we started, I don't know. Okay, let's start with these ones then. We're just gonna file them in like this, it seems. And maybe this is just for the aesthetic, I don't know. This is like a weird off-brand lasagna. None of the noodles are lasagna shaped, but close. Okay, last one. Guys, that's a great note to end on if I'm right. If I'm being honest, that was brillante. Look at that. I mean, it looks cool. What do I do with this? He just squished them down after he made it look all aesthetic. Squish them down. They're all saucy. And then we cover and let the noodles cook. Okay, dumplings are done. I mean, it looks and smells very good. We're gonna dress it up. They had chili oil, coriander, sesame seed, like that kind of stuff. I'm gonna do chili oil just on half of it. Now, let's try it. This is not the right scooping apparatus, so it's on me. So was it made in one pan? If you can find pre-crushed ginger and garlic and scissor chop your bok choy, then yes. Or if we're being flexible with like what is considered one pan, then I think it is, but curious what you think. Now, is it tasty? Yes it is. The bok choy isn't cooked to oblivion, which I really like. It's got that crispiness still. It's creamy, it's got a lot of depth to it in terms of the flavor profile, which blends beautifully with the dumplings. I really like this. I would make this again. I would probably add the chili oil for myself, but my kids really like dumplings, so I probably wouldn't do it for them. But I can see my kids really loving this. This gets a thumbs up from me. I really like it. Goodness, we're on a roll today. This is very exciting. Okay, the noodles seem to be cooked. So now he says to stir gently from the bottom. I'm gonna top with mozzarella, just on part of it, because one of my kids does not like mozzarella. Doesn't like cheese in general. And then I'm gonna put some parsley on it. Then we're gonna wait until the cheese melts. Now I wanna go on to the recipe that I got the most comments about in the last video. And that was the inclusion of a dump cake, which is, as the title would suggest, a cake type thing, usually made with like a bunch of different fruits and things that you dump all into one dish. There are such a variety of different options online, so I chose a peach one. That sounded delicious. And we're gonna start with 3 cans of peaches, 2 of which I drained. And they're peaches in syrup. And on top, we're gonna do 3 tablespoons of cinnamon. And she added some cinnamon, you can see it's already already some going in. Take off the top. I don't know why I didn't do that. She added cinnamon in multiple stages in this recipe, so I'm gonna assume that it was for everything, but I don't actually know. Put that on. Yeah, I'm glad I caught it. I made an error. It's 2 tablespoons. I'm gonna do like half of one, and then we can add some more to the top layers, if you will. 2 teaspoons of vanilla is also going in. I don't know why I'm spreading it out like this because I'm just gonna mix it in a minute, but here we are. And then half a cup of brown sugar. Well, that works. Then we're going to stir this all in. Now I'm gonna take a yellow box cake mix and I'm going to pour it over the top, but not mix it in. I wanna make sure this is nice and as even as possible. I'm heating my oven, by the way, to 350. In case anyone was curious, she did a very even coat. Honestly, I feel like I'm crushing this right now. I don't wanna jinx it. If I do, and it's not gonna come out evenly, then I'll be sad. Beautiful, a beautiful layer. But I have to keep going. And then she just sort of like made sure the top layer was like kind of even. And this is where she dusted it with a little bit more cinnamon and also some brown sugar. I feel like the brown sugar really isn't that necessary, but I'll do it. Now for the butter. And again, this is one of those things where it's 2 sticks of butter and you have to cut it into little pieces. I still feel like that is within the realm of normal for a 1 pan. And this is unsalted, by the way. And we just stick the butter on top. Oh my gosh, it's melting into my hands. Ah! I don't think I can get another row in. Maybe if I cut it in half. Ah, it's melting into my hands. No, put one here. Done. And then again, a little bit more brown sugar and cinnamon. And then this is gonna go in a 350 oven for about 50 minutes uncovered. Please be delicious. Okay, you can't tell me this is not a thing of beauty. I know it looks a little weird because half of it is covered in cheese and half isn't, but you know what? It's fine. It's kind of a beautiful thing. Okay, so obviously he cut it into like little lasagna-like chunks or whatever, but I'm just going rogue because I want to eat it. I think this is gonna be tasty. That's so good. Granted, a lot of that is Chris's bolognese is unbelievable, but the format works. Cheese on top is great. The lasagna noodles are cooked through way easier, obviously, than doing a full lasagna. And even though this isn't technically like a lasagna filling, I'm sure, again, there are discrepancies in terms of like what you add and all those things. Making it with bolognese work. It was really good. I'm very pleased because now I have dinner ready for everyone. Oh. This pleases me greatly. I'm so excited. Is this 1 pan? I think it is. However, it depends on how much work you want to put into the sauce itself, right? So if you're doing multiple different kinds of meats and you're doing the veggies and you want those to be sauteed first and you're gonna take them in and out, then you know, that seems like a bit of a hassle. However, if you have leftover sauce or you wanna just throw everything in and like mix it all together, absolutely this works. I wouldn't make it 1 pan if you're really trying to like invest in the sauteing of the vegetables and the burning of the meat and all those kinds of things. So I don't feel like that works very well in like a 1 pan situation, but that's just me. Okay, the cake is cooled and she's ready. I have been so patiently waiting. Come on, look at that. You can smell the peaches, you can smell the cinnamon, like my entire house smells like peaches and cinnamon. It is delightful. Now, would this be better with ice cream? It for sure. Oh, I have whipped cream. Maybe I'll do that, but I want to try it on its own first. It's wild to me how similar that tastes to like a peach crumble. Like if you put oats in with the cake mix, I mean, it basically tastes the same. That's crazy. And it's really good. It is really, really, really good. I see why it was so popular. First of all, was it 1 pan? Absolutely, 100%. 2, was it delicious? Absolutely, 100%. Would make this again. It's so good. Overall, this was a resounding success of a video. I get so happy when the recipes work and they are exactly the way they look online or they're as delicious as promised and all those things. Like, oh, it makes me happy to be like, yes, these recipes are amazing. You should try them. So I hope you found some recipes to try. If you do, tag me. I want to see what you're making. And if there are any other 1 pan recipes, as always, let me know in the comments down below. Would love to know some other ones we should try out. Check out these videos on the side in case you have missed any. I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic, fantastic day, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.